Well, we've got the green light. It's a little after 3 o'clock, and I will call the highway meeting or April meeting to order. We have no guests with us today. All members are present. Arliss is on the telephone, and we've got Benton. So next is to approve the agenda. Everybody should have a copy in front of them.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Jeff made a motion to approve. Ms. Carolyn second. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. We have approved the agenda. Okay. Public comments, no public comments. Now we need to approve or modify last month's minutes. Everybody should have a copy on the second page. If we don't see any changes, take them.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Jeff made a motion to approve them as printed. I'll second it. All's in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
No.
All opposed, like sign. The minutes have passed. All right. Unfinished business. I don't think we have any. Now we'll move to new business. Start with you, Ben. See what you got.
All right, this month we've had a little storm damage like we was talking about a while ago. We're getting most of that taken care of, but now there's still some water standing around a few places. But this rain really got things moving. It got deep enough. It picked up floated some of the limbs down to the tiles, and we've had bridges and tiles, culverts stopped up, and very few trees to go down. So there's always some, but we've done pretty good on cleanup. We're got we got two mini X's been running for the last 2 days, pulling new ditches and trying to get the mud out of our older ditches. And right now we're putting a new air line in the building that got called on by a safety man, so we're fixing that up, and we got road widener hooked to our wheel loader, so we can push those trucks around a little better. Basically, we've been working in the shop a lot the last few months, getting everything ready to go. We had the paver in there last week, getting oil changed in it, servicing it. This month, we're going to try to put a little hot mix over some rough bridges we got. I don't know how that's going to work out. We don't hardly ever do hot mix. But those boys know how to do it, and they're good at it. So I don't anticipate any problems. But it's something we don't do very often. So
Just gonna try to put it just to sort of
yes,
level up.
Yeah, we'll probably they call it leveling course. Where the deepest humps are, they'll fill that in first and then come over top with it.
Be good.
Yep, we got to catch Rogers Group when they're making mix, so we can do that. So it's going to be a little bit hard to time it. Other than that, so I got me a couple of new guys hired to mow this summer. We had 2 to retire last year, and I've got those folks replaced. And I got another guy that's riding in the sign truck. The sign, I hope y'all have noticed the signs going up around. There's a lot more of them. I've never noticed them gone until you finally see them back up. And it's a little easier to get around the county with those signs on the roads.
It helps, especially when you're deep down in the heart of Hillsboro and on them
Yeah,
little back roads.
yeah.
You're like,
But so those boys are doing really good. They tell me how many signs they put up. It's unreal how many signs they put up, and they've done really well in Hillsboro. You know, we had a bunch got gone in the Hillsborough area. They went through and put them all back up last month, and I hope I don't jinx us, but they all stayed up pretty good. I think they might have lost one or maybe two.
Are you going back with aluminum on these, or is it that
Yeah, it's
fiberglass
aluminum. It's
stuff?
aluminum.
Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of times they was using that fiberglass, and they seemed like they stayed longer because nobody could sell fiberglass.
Well, the fiberglass was they'll deteriorate on you a little bit.
Right.
They don't hardly last as long, but I saw a few plastic ones. I may look into getting the plastic ones and try a few of those and see how they work out. The ones I found were, I don't know how old they were, but they were still in real good shape. The way they've been getting those signs is just working them and breaking them off, and I don't understand why they're doing that unless they're melting them down or something. I don't know why they would, what the purpose is in that. But anyway, we're having pretty good luck keeping them up out there, and we were really encouraged by that.
When are you gonna start mowing? You got a date or?
I've got a tentative date of the second week in April, couple of weeks.
That's what.
The grass won't be able to hardly see where we're mowing, but it takes about 6 weeks to make a round. And
You don't get.
by the by the end of the round, it'll be pretty high.
Yeah.
And where we've started will be high again.
Right.
So it's always a hard time. You don't want to run them any more than you have to, because that's pretty expensive to run those tractors and three tractors.
Like you said, you started. It takes 6 weeks to.
Yeah, it's hard to know when to start. It's not really a good time. If you wait till it gets tall, the time you make your round, it's way too tall. So,
Right.
yeah, but
Yeah. It's not like you can make a round in a week where you can just
yeah.
wait till it's all
Well, one thing about it, if it's short, it doesn't take as long to mow it. So, that first round, they might make a little bit quicker. We got some. We got a guy come in the other day, so we got a few places we're gonna have to. We're gonna try to do that in the next week or so. A few places where we got to cut back tall vehicles or branches or brushing them. Some of them are school buses. Some of them are, private vehicles. But they're. We've got some of that we're gonna try to do before we start mowing our grass. Get that taken care of. So everything's looking, all our equipment's looking good. I think we're going to have a pretty good start. Anything mechanical will break you down at any time, so we just have to hope for the best. But I've got through with our. We're going to get the final word on that Safe Streets for All grant that we've been kind of working on. That's going to wind up at the end of the month. We'll have our final plan together. And
Could you repeat that name again, please?
it's SS4A.
SS.
4A. A is an apple. That's Safe Streets for All is what that stands for.
Okay.
And we're working on another grant to do that, scanning our roads and see what kind of condition they're in. We're having a little bit of a hiccup on getting the money together. And our new administration they had a few doubts on where that was going to get funded or not, that new stuff. But we sent in a bill just a couple of weeks ago, and it came back at 100% instead of a 20% match. So they're saying now that's probably going to keep on going,
That's good.
and it's going to be all right. A lot of stuff got cut, and a lot of people got
Right.
moved out of their office. So, but that's working itself out. And that's about all I got. So we'll start mowing in April, and we'll start paving just any time if we get some weather fitting. We're not, we gotta get that brush and trees out of the road. If, that'll slow down, well, we'll get started. We got a good big paving list, and we got a lot of things we need to pave, so we're gonna try hard to spend all of our money, this year's money, start a new year July 1st. So I'm gonna try to get all the money I've got held back for the roads, our part of it. I got the subdivision, a couple of them I'd like to see, but I'm gonna meet with Rogers Group, who has our paving this year, and work out some scheduling for those new. He'll be doing our hot mix roads, and so. But I'll probably meet with him next week, and we'll get some of that. I'll know more about it next meeting. Hopefully we can get some of that done. Don't have much money left. Had $3 million a year through 2 years ago. I'm down to 200,000, and that's just what I happened to get last year. So when July 1st, I'll get another little shot of money there. So we got some roads in Tullahoma we're wanting to do on our state aid program. But yeah, we got plenty to do. I always do.
Yeah.
Always will have. So
What was that amount we're down to now?
we're down to 270,000. That'll get about a mile and a half of road done. And then we'll get another. I don't know if it's gonna hardly be 270, but
July 1st?
they're. And let's see, we'll meet again before May, won't we? The end of May.
Yeah, we'll meet, first.
I've got meetings at the in Gatlinburg at the end of May, so 1st of June
You'll know what.
we'll know what they've done up on the state about
Yeah.
money, if anything, and there's a few things they're trying to get going.
We'll meet May 7th.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I haven't heard much on the budget side, the state of
well they got a few things they're working on, and I hope got one or two that looks pretty good. We'll just have to see. When next meeting, I'll
Yeah.
give you a report on that. But that's all I've got right now.
When is that meeting you're going to?
It's going to start. It'll be the 20th and the 21st and 22nd.
April.
May. Yeah, end of May.
You have anything, Arliss?
No, I haven't had any problems.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You may be the only one.
You got anything, Jeff?
No? I've done what I had. I talked to JoJo about earlier.
Okay.
How about you, Miss Carolyn? Got anything?
Well, some of it's already been discussed, and our superintendent and JoJo been out working a lot and many hours, so it's come to a good, nice head and been taken care of, and very appreciative.
Yeah, as far as, I don't have any, like you said, again, if I know out of my way, patching and stuff, they're staying on top of it. I give them credit for staying on top of it. One thing, I guess I'd like to bring up, there's been a lot of stuff about the zoning, and it seems like the roads we get brought up, listening to all the discussions, and again, I guess, Ben's doing all he can do with the money that he's working with. That, like when I'm talking to people though, I always get that plug in. We're working on gas tax money, and none of our property tax money, is going to help do it. I mean, and really that gas tax money, that's more or less just for maintenance. So if any improvements need done, your hands are tied. I mean, really,
It looks like I'm going to have to start going to those meetings because we get brought up a lot. And I need to answer the questions they have the best I can. There's they don't, they've never asked me anything about any kind of zoning or planning the whole time I've been in here. It's really not in my wheelhouse to do the planning or the zoning. That's what the committee's for. But I'll be glad to help them any way I can.
I know, again, I don't know what we can do.
I know people have questions they need answered. And
I just know that, trying to stay informed on some of the issues that's going on. Roads get brought up,
yeah.
quite a bit, and it's, I don't know. And again, you got a lot of roads that again, I know several places around us that, there's houses being built now, and you're already struggle to meet 2 cars, and it's the way it's always been. But as we get more and more people moving in, but the roads that I don't know how you make them any wider, I don't know how you do anything. That's the dilemma that I see, that I don't know how you make them better without spending.
Well, I don't want to see any more farmland get gone. It has to go, but it's going.
Yeah.
There's 1,800 acres got gone behind my house last year, and they're rezoning it for a mega site. And there's not been any subdivisions in the county until a couple of years ago. There's about 3 that are being built in the county right now, and they're all doing an excellent job. I used to build a lot of roads, and watching those new guys, that new equipment and that GPS, it's amazing how much easier it is now than it used to be.
Yeah,
And
it's just, again, it's one of them deals that it's good, and they're going to keep the last 20 years that we've noticed it, and it's going to just keep getting worse. We're just getting more and more traffic.
yeah,
On the roads, and
Well.
and again, it's one of them deals that a lot of these roads, when they were put in the 50s and 60s, they weren't designed for the amount of traffic. And I'm just as guilty as anybody else. My equipment is a lot bigger and wider than what
We
it.
was having this conversation yesterday or this morning. I was talking about Matt's Hollow. How if you drive a big truck down through there, it's swaying back and forth. I said wasn't built for all this big truck traffic that's going through there. And if you'll notice, since they've been on that 105, there's a lot of people using Matt's Hollow coming right up. They're tearing the ditches up, coming across Fredonia, turning back on to Gowan, going up, but GPS is carrying them that way.
Yeah.
And
well, people that know it, that go that way, that's why they go
But
down.
it's amazing to watch a road like that. That how fast when you just something changes. I know, like when they did that bridge between us and Hillsborough, and like Baines Road and some spots, that roads they're used quite a bit. But when you make them, when they probably double the traffic on them, how much more, when you double that traffic, how much more abuse they take in just a short period of
I'm
time.
glad you said something. I do have something. There was somebody called me and wanted to know how hard it would be to get a sign put up on Cruise Hollow, no 18-wheelers past this point. Because there was one the other day, got over there and got hung up.
That's a tough one, and that's been brought up at the state and everywhere else. It's a public road, and if they've got driver's license and they've got license on their truck,
You see that snake curve there?
well,
Because that's what one guy was talking about, that he went down.
yeah,
And you could see where the trailer had slid off that curve once it goes around. Because they don't know.
Right.
A lot of these truckers are taking what GPS sent them because they're working at the 105 and they figure, well, we'll run up 97 and then jump off and go out and it'll bring you out on 16th model.
it's a slippery slope trying to keep people off roads. You just can't hardly do it. Ralph Broderick, they get them down there, and then they got that railroad track, and they get hung on it. So they got to get that off in a hurry, because them trains run through there pretty regular.
I've seen them get a car hauler.
Yeah.
Car haulers seem to be your worst because they ain't that high off
Right.
the ground in the front.
Yeah.
And
But there's a lot of, and the poor old folks out in Asbury community, they
Oh, yeah.
catch it every day going to the cheese plant.
Yep.
But I mean, that was just somebody asked me to
Yeah, well,
find out, cause there's one yesterday or day before got hung up, and
well, the short answer is it's just hard to do. I
Oh,
mean,
well, no.
you can't say that no,
or no
Are
certain
allowed.
trucks over a certain weight
you
limit.
just can't do that. They had a big thing in Franklin County is what got all this started about a logger going down at the end of the road.
Yeah.
And they were said, well, he's going to tear this road all to pieces. And they tried to figure out a way then to keep trucks off certain roads, but they can't do it. It turns out, they said something about, we'll test the road to see how much weight it can hold up. Well, whoever tested it said it would hold up 150,000 pounds, something way overweight. So, you know,
But yeah, since they've been working on that, there's been a lot of tractor trailers on Matt's Hollow and coming up.
we got a new crusher out at Green Hall in Franklin County. It's amazing what it's done to Prairie Plains Road since it opened up.
Oh, yeah, the trucks on it
Oh yeah.
pretty hard.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the quickest way to get into the county, into the 41 is going through there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You know, on that chauffeur that you were out there this week quite a bit,
Hmm.
the beginning and ending is the worst, and of course Hackett is back of his farm, but right there off of Oak Hill, where you turn it on Schaefer.
And a lot of those trucks are farm trucks. I mean,
Yeah.
there's those people cutting sod. I mean, that's a lot of traffic on those sod trucks. And you can't tell them they can't go to their field to get their sod.
I mean, to me, it gets back to it's just when these roads were put in, they weren't designed for what we're doing nowadays.
And
Well,
the
they
grain companies that are out in the countryside now, they you know.
Yeah.
I'd say every once in a while, them grain trucks are a little heavy,
Right.
but they're not any worse. A tractor trailer's not any worse than most single axles everybody uses.
Right. Yeah.
It'll tear up the road worse than a tractor trailer.
Well,
will.
they wasn't really worried about tearing up the road. They thought about it going off to the side,
Yeah,
cause
yeah.
that's a narrow little road up there.
We might try to put a warning sign.
That's where, to me, where warnings warn that.
Yeah, I mean, they wasn't worried about the damage in the road. They was just worried about, you've been on that road. You just
Well,
probably can get a pickup truck pulling a 16-foot trailer down through there without
We'll
bouncing
have,
off the ditch.
we'll have to try to find a.
Cruise Hall.
That's a steep, crooked little road, and it's straight off the sides. It ain't
I said, I'd
no
like to see
good.
one go down Harrison's Brain.
We might figure out some kind of wording on the sign that wouldn't get us in trouble. Warning 18-wheelers or somehow. I don't know.
Narrow road. or
Narrow road or dangerous road or something.
You don't know how to word it, but that's what something that
Yeah, it'd have to be something
Have you
just.
ever been on that road?
I don't think so.
It's
rough,
something.
man.
It's something that needs to go
I
just to
have.
the
It's right
18-wheelers.
What road is it?
Cruise Hall.
Cruise.
Go off the 16th model at Antioch Church of Christ.
Okay.
Turn
just
right.
real.
Oh, what's his name? Sells. What's that boy's name down there that does the logging?
We're at the end of Cruise Hollow.
Yeah, right there as you turn Antioch.
Jernigan.
Who?
Jernigan.
Uh-uh.
But see, a lot of people.
Who Darla say?
Did you say Feeney?
Yeah, see?
I don't think they do anymore.
Oh, does he not?
Who'd he say?
Finney.
Out there. Well, Travis.
No, this is on Cruise Hall.
Okay.
As soon
Oh,
as
I
you.
know who you're talking about.
What makes Cruise Hollow so bad is how steep it is.
Mhm. Well, and then that one, when you go around that one curve there, and then down, and then you got another, and then going
Yeah, I've-
down's rough.
Because I've been down 16 mile, but I've never been down.
But
Yeah.
Antioch Church of Christ there,
Yeah.
I know where. I know where. That. Yeah.
turn right, and then right behind that church is where I'm talking about. That guy does that
Yeah.
logging,
And yeah.
and he does
I can't
farming.
think of a name, yeah.
Oh,
But anyway.
Patton. Is it Patton?
yep, Patton.
that's-
I've been to their place.
Okay, if you'd went on straight past Patton's, then
Yeah.
you'd have.
when it took me a second, I was thinking about it, wasn't, but the more longer we talked, Patton, that's
See,
what,
when that 41's backed up in the interstate,
yeah.
get on 16th.
That sign needs to be put up right there at the church house too, doesn't it?
Where they can get turned around before they.
They don't need to go off in there.
And again, I'll give credit if you
That's a
put,
good idea
if
right
you put something like that, was like today, I was in Tullahoma and coming, as soon as I come in, leaving, of course, come by the bowling alley, we come through Aero, and, I was behind a truck, and as we coming in, hitting the Air Force Base, I see him pull over, and when I went around him, what it was, he saw those signs saying, going, he's probably trying to get to the interstate. I don't know where, I have no idea where he was going, but I give him credit, when he saw those signs saying 8-ton limit and all that, he pulled over to figure out what to do, 'cause,
Matter of fact, I think that truck ended up having to back all the way back out, cause he asked him, says, well, where can I turn around? He said, you gotta back this all the way to the church, big boy. And he done went past Harrison Branch and done.
Yeah.
Cause see, his trailer, when he went to make that curve, you got a big rock wall here and then a way on down on the other side, and his trailer was starting to come off.
yeah,
So he started
That's really a good idea there.
started trying to back it back up, and then there was one had come off of 97, and because that's what he had done. That one he had jumped on 16th model off of 41, gonna go down and hit 97, miss all that
Yeah.
traffic because they're shutting that bridge down now at night, I reckon.
right, yeah.
And so
That's what the thing is. We've been called a time or two. There ain't a good way, That's what one night we got called in it. We was coming back from Lebanon. They had it shut down. We just happened to get off and go over, and my wife was behind us, and we called her in time and told her, said, get off the Beach Grove. Of course, then she took Beach Grove and then took Matt's Hollow. It came, but that's what we got. We were sitting there in traffic. It's like going on the. I guess that'd be the north or east, whatever, on the 16th model side. There's just not a good way to get around.
really no shortcut.
No, there's no good way to use through there to,
I was going down through there too this week, and I thought, golly, they're putting a lot of gravel down here, down in that big dip on 16th mile. Well, that's where they're putting that natural gas, and it's tearing up everything. We need it down where all the more houses are, Oak Hill. There's not many.
so they're fixing to start on
But
the bridge.
anyway.
They're fixing to start there on 117 exit. I don't know what all. But I reckon they're gonna build a new bridge. The way I understand, not gonna put a red light or nothing. The way I understand it. Have you heard anything?
Oh, it loves.
Yeah, there on Aero, yeah.
Gonna expand it out or something.
Dennis Hunt went to the meeting for that. Right here he is. I'll let him tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We was talking about the
Mr.
new
Mayor.
bridge they're building at Love's Truck Stop.
117, what are they, yeah. They're not putting no red light, they're gonna build a new bridge. Or,
They're gonna build beside the existing bridge and, keep both lanes open.
okay,
It's gonna be interesting.
I hope that helps
We're in a
all
meeting,
along
so
there.
you need to turn your
AEDC
thing
coming
on.
off the
Do what?
interstate.
We're in a meeting, so you need to turn you.
I'm a conformist.
but, that's what I thought I saw where you posted on Facebook, and I saw, somebody else talking about this. I'm glad they went that route instead
Yeah,
of,
and they're gonna start on the Chattanooga side.
okay.
And I don't know if they're gonna build one lane of new bridge and then wreck half of the existing bridge, so there is still, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
Did they say
Or the
how
whole
wide,
bridge.
how many lanes?
Well, I got the print on it, but, it's,
If it's gonna be a 4-lane, they could possibly put a lane down each side of the bridge. Tear the middle out and redo the
that's a
middle.
good
yeah, that's what,
assessment.
but I'm just, for me, cause again, I I came out that way and I go home that way, and so it'll be the least amount of,
I know it takes them a lot longer to build one if they have to do it the red light way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is there 105? Because they've been working on that bridge now for,
It's been over 2, hasn't it?
yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, they're estimating April the 30th of 27.
So another whole year of,
Yeah, 'cause August this year, they're
That's
supposed to be
2
through.
years,
Yeah.
that's 2 years on that.
That's on the Love's truck stop
Yeah,
bridge.
on
Oh.
105.
yeah,
Yeah.
117, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, 117.
yeah. But the Beasley corners took forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
those
had something I
estimated.
wanted to throw out here. I know I'm not on the agenda, but
You are now.
I just crashed your party. If I can get my bearings here, Murfreesboro Highway, that's the wrong one, I mean Hillsborough Highway. I mentioned this to Bent the other day regarding the road that goes up to the jail from the industrial park, volunteer court. Here we are, volunteer court. I guess I could present, but I'll spin this around. The volunteer court comes up here, our transfer station's right here. And, you know where I'm talking about right now. All right, so this is county property that goes with the jail.
Right.
This is the jail, so this is county property all the way. Right now, you have volunteer court on your road list, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the Tom Rice and David Reed owns this. Tom Rice and his wife donated this parcel for animal control out here on 41. We're gonna have to run a sewer line up through their property. They're granting us easement for that. And gonna come out to town to the sewer up there at the jail. So, but what they're wanting us to do, which, according to my research, the mayor can grant, they want an easement from their property, which is right here. They want an easement straight across Coffee County property over to this road. Right in that curve is where the town, our attorney has raised a question about maintaining this road, should have a maintenance agreement. I asked Benton if he couldn't take this section up to this curve and add it to the volunteer court, just make it a rural road up to that. And if I ask it clearly enough to you, you still think that'd be okay? It's probably about 340 feet. If we'll take our county's already using this to go into the transfer station. So, right, don't all our trucks go in there and dump? So, Coffee County government is using this to get to that private entity, which is the transfer station now. So, they're thinking in the future that they may, put a warehouse or two in here that, it's gonna enhance our tax base if they do that. But they wanna be able to come out the back way to stay in the industrial park. In case it's a warehousing where they're working for some of the companies in there, so some truck traffic can come and go. So that's what I was gonna ask you guys, if you, would sign off on taking that into the road system. It's, like I said, it's 345 feet. You're already maintaining this one. This is a pretty new road. I don't think you'll have to do nothing to it for a long, long time anyway. But, and it belongs to the county anyway, so I guess there would have to be, a parcel line just like this.
Yeah.
To make the street yours, right?
Yeah, I'm not actually a member of this committee, so Jamie, if you, wanna make a motion to take that little section of road in for highway department so we can,
You know where I'm talking about
Mhm.
there.
You know, Jeff, you wanna make a motion or I can, or,
You go ahead and
I'll make the motion, we take whatever the
Volunteer court.
volunteer court.
Extend it, I think the motion would be extended 350 feet, I believe takes care of what they want to do, be 350 foot. Then that takes in the driveway of the transfer station and then a driveway right across the
What are we
street.
talking about right here? This is a transfer station here, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll be, this is their property, they want
Okay.
an easement across
Okay, right
Coffee
straight
County
across.
property right into that curve. They would do it right on the parcel line, but that's a retention pond right there. And to keep from having to reconstruct that retention pond, which, you know, we have wetland issues up there, so we don't wanna ask to move that. They would come across and come in right into that curve. And, I measured it to be 300. Well, Scott St. John's already drawn it out. He's already got their easement drawn out. He's drawn out, the easement they're granting us to put our sewer line across them. And he's got the easement drawn for us to grant them. But I'm gonna measure this right quick.
would y'all wanna see that drawing?
I mean,
I can go to the office and get it.
I think, yeah.
But right now, it would be up to that corner. $378 and I think I've gone beyond what, but it'd be less than 400 feet.
Right.
Is what we would.
So I'll make the motion that we add that to the, you know, road list or add it, extend
Volunteer
court.
court by, just go ahead and say 400 feet.
I'll second. Got got a second by Jeff.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Any more discussion on the motion?
I was, you mentioned something about them having a 30-foot right of way. Is that still the case?
I brought that up today. I said, well, I'm not sure why you just asked for 30 when most of the time most people would ask for 50. He said, well, let me go back and talk to Scott. He said, actually, our easement to them across county property is also got their sewer line that's coming across up their property is gonna be underneath that 30-foot road. And I said, you know, that's one thing we try to shy away from designing. He said, if you pave that road, when you do put it in, then it's going, any maintenance on the sewer line got to tear the street up, and everybody's going away from that. He said, well, let's talk to Scott, see if, let him draw out 50 so the sewer line can stay on that easement, but out from under the road.
Yeah.
And that made sense to me.
Right.
So they may come back with, I look for them to come back with a 50-foot easement.
Yeah. Any more 50 foot? I thought that was just
Standard.
standard anymore.
I was surprised when
You
they
just-
laid the drawing from St. John in front of me and had 30-foot access easement.
Yeah.
And I think we're giving them a 20 for utility easement. They're giving us 20 utility easement, so.
Can we amend that motion to, make it subject to being a 50-foot right of way?
Well, I mean, Paulie, I don't think that would change. It wouldn't change what we doing, what it, on the right, you know.
No, because you're not taking that. You're
Right.
not accepting their access easement.
Right. We're just adding to what's the road that's already.
Yeah,
There.
it's already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if a time come, if he developed that property and actually built a road to your minimum standards and then came back and asked
Right.
for that road to be added,
Yeah.
that we all know it would have had to be on 50-foot right
Right.
of way to begin with.
Right.
so.
Any more discussion? Not seeing any. All in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, like sign. The motion carries. So.
Thanks, guys. I know that helps Coffee County and the animal control facility out a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And they're almost landlocked back there anyway. You know, after they donated that property, then they have all of those buildings that were fans that they've got rented out.
Yeah.
This parcel behind them, they could go across those rental buildings. They'd have to tear one of them down probably to make a 50-foot right of way to Highway 41.
Yeah.
This just helps them get out the back and
Right.
keep industrial park traffic in the industrial
Industrial.
park, which makes sense to me.
Right. Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Thank you. Anything else, guys, for our meeting?
No, make a motion to,
Yeah, see, May 7th will be our next meeting here at the conference room at 3:00. Not seeing any y'all, and, cause you made a motion, Jeff, or,
to adjourn.
you can second it, or,
Second.
all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. We'll adjourn till May.
Glad to have our mayor here
All right.
today.